Um, back, whatever. This shenanigans ain't gonna prosper. You know, the niggas of Birmingham love that one verse. Nothing, no weapon formed against me. So, what? This one chick said it. Yeah, she was at Aldi's. I think she was talking about herself. I'm so old school. I thought she was trying to tell me something, but she was. Oh, she was talking about herself. I suppose. Whatever. But all right. So now, all right. Now there's one channel I never seen before. Again, but look, I'm gonna do this one first, unless I forget. Well, no, I gotta do his video first because I might forget.
This incredible product dissolves oven grease and stubborn mold in seconds without any scrubbing. And at the end of the day, Joe Biden looks like the caricature that conservative media has been painting. And there were no clips tonight, right? This was, you saw.
Now this guy, they just put again. It's another new channel, and it looks like it's a big channel. Yesterday I'd never seen him before, but he's not. So but anyway,
Your eyes. Look, I don't want to just tell you what I think here, Tom. I've been talking to a lot of leaders in the Democratic Party, electeds, coalition leaders. There's a full-on panic about this performance.
That's pretend journalist and establishment mouthpiece Chuck Todd reluctantly admitting that conservatives were right about Joe Biden this whole time and Democrats are now in a panic. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like the debate didn't go too well for Joe Biden or the left, who've been telling us for years that Sleepy Joe is as sharp as a tack behind the scenes, and anything suggesting otherwise is just a cheap fake or due to his lifelong stutter that he just developed 5 seconds ago.
There will be stories of a lot of concern about the performance tonight. And I think
when you say conversations happening, what do you mean?
I think people are talking, I think the conversations range from whether he should be in this race tomorrow morning to what was wrong with him. I mean, he has a cold that came out. Our own Kelly O'Donnell reported that a few minutes in, but exactly what
Negative
you
COVID test, but a cold.
Right. So those things were, I mean, the reason reporters were reporting on the cold was because of what you articulated.
When I used to fuck with like Fox and the other mainstream, well, you had a name there. Everybody had a name. Rachel Mad Cow. The main thing. Oh, that little boy need to shut up. I guess she love that when everybody call her little whatever. But my favorite one is Rachel Mad Cow. But I stopped fucking with the mainstream Fox, even Fox. See any of them. There's no reason to pay attention to them.
I mean, the voice was very, very soft. It wasn't the Joe Biden performance of the State of the Union. It wasn't seizing a moment to go on the offensive on immigration. It wasn't Joe Biden on the offensive on January 6th. It wasn't Joe Biden on the offensive on abortion. His two, shining issues. It was exactly what Chris Hayes predicted. It was Trump moderating not just tonally, but...
And then J6, I don't know if I get a strike for that. An abortion, right? That is not the most, I don't care if you're a woman or not, that is not the most important. How you going to have an abortion if you're broke? You want free abortions? How you going to have it? Why? Okay, so you want free abortion. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. I know a lot of us hate this, these, don't listen to hoes. The bitch right there, y'all might think, oh, she's a professional. No, she's a hoe. She wants to get SA'd. You're like, how do you glean that from what she said? Because if she wants a bad economy, she wants motherfuckers SAing her. They ain't got no money. But the one thing that's still gonna go on when that's why the human race lasts even through famines. But what do we all know? Well, at least my generation. Remember in the 80s. I know y'all hate this. Y'all gonna hate this. Remember they used to have that commercial, the starving kids. And I wasn't the only one. And not just Africa, India. And they had the little picture, and they starving so bad the fucking fly is walking on their eyeball. You know, the little boy let a fly walk on his eyeball. But we were teenagers, you know what I'm saying? He don't even wipe it away. But I think maybe it was me. I'm like, if they're so tired and starving, how they fucking? They can't even move, but they can fucking have another. I said this as a teenager. I saw through the book. Oh, they're starving. Who's doing all the fucking? They can't even. They showed. I forgot. Oh, another revelation. I forgot about this. They're starving. I know y'all hate our type of comedy, but we real niggas. This is high school, and then we all grew up with the whoop. Eat all your vegetables. I remember. You know, I think I probably did when I was real little. I would go for the meat first. I didn't get a whooping, but no, you eat the vegetable first, right? And I don't know. I don't think so. I think I saw it on TV. This starving kids in Africa, but they didn't say it that way. That was the TV. But I think they did even in the hood. They well, whatever. Not the hood. The quiz. Somebody they would appreciate this kid. They would appreciate this. And I think but I really that's what I'm saying. That's why I eat greens and broccoli, all that shit to this day. If anything, I would like to defend myself. My 5-year-old self, looking back, and I was gonna eat everything, but I just ate the meat first. They just wouldn't let me eat the meat first. They like you don't get fulled up. But anyway, well, I don't know. It was like, well, that's what they were saying. It wasn't that you didn't plan on eating the vegetables. You was gonna get fulled up. But anyway, all right. So, who's doing all the fucking, right? If they're so tired that if you let a fucking eye and you don't even wipe it, and no, these are real commercials. Remember, because some real niggas, high school gangsters, drug dealers. These niggas so hungry they don't even wipe the eye. The fly is walking on the eyeball, and by the end, this is high school. You learn in middle school or grade school how they eat. They throw up and suck it up. So they're on your eyeball throwing up, and they just looking into the camera and letting a fly. And then it's like, what about these white folks going? Sally Struthers, remember her from Archie Bunker? She feed the children. See over there, all that shit. Y'all don't even, but did I see? That's what I'm saying. We was already onto that Democrat bullshit. Why? You wouldn't even, instead, you just film it. You don't even wipe the fly that's crawling on this little nigga eyeball. You just. All right, so my point, yeah, I forgot everything I was saying. Rachel, Rachel Madcow and this hoe right here. It's just
Sounding less crazy as he lied as often as he breathed. The debate moderators did not fact check one thing, but they did give Joe Biden.
Oh, that she's saying abortion, and my point is the economy's bad. That's why I called her a hoe, right? Because the economy's bad. So it's the, it's like, yeah, she want motherfuckers to come and say, oh, they're starving and all that. And, she want to play victim. She's all half dressed because they ripped the clothes off. That's what I'm saying. That's the type of chick. Mandingo. She want Mandingo to come through. Mandingo, I'm going. Y'all kids, man, this is your life. This is your kids' life. I'm talking to white folks too. Don't fuck with these. Don't listen to these hoes right here.
That a few minutes in, but exactly what you
Negative COVID test, but a cold.
Right. So those things were, the reason reporters were reporting on the cold was because of what you articulated. The voice was very, very soft. It wasn't the Joe Biden performance of the State of the Union. It wasn't seizing a moment to go on the offensive on immigration. It wasn't Joe Biden on the offensive on January 6th. It wasn't Joe Biden on the offensive on abortion, his two, shining issues. It was exactly what Chris Hayes predicted. It was Trump moderating not just tonally, but sounding less crazy as he lied as often as he breathed. The debate moderators did not fact check one thing, but they did give Joe Biden time to fact check, and he didn't do much of that either. It is not our job to tell people what to see and hear, but I think what I heard from a Biden aide is we can't necessarily spin too much what people did see and hear.
What I'm saying is she want abortions because she want to get, pregnant over and over and over. And I ain't even talking because it's like, you're like, how did you see out? Because the economy bad, these niggas broke. They can't afford to buy her. So they got to, forcefully You're like, but shit, that's horrible. Or whatever. Anyway, maybe what I don't believe it. I ain't even talking like in a point of view like this. Is what I'm telling you. You got a daughter, sisters, brothers, mamas, any of that's what we're telling you. You see, because I wouldn't laugh like I wouldn't get a real belly laugh if I was like turned on. No, you can't. Damn, you can't laugh and be turned on at the same time. We all done had that little laugh. That's just a cute laugh when whatever you this relationship or it's the first time whatever. But no, because really you comfortable with each other. You can't laugh and be turned on. Not like that. I just laugh.
It's true there may be no way to spin Biden's performance last night, but that won't stop MSNBC from trying to blame it on his cold and baselessly accusing Trump of lying during the whole thing. I mean, you've got to remind yourself that these are the same people who repeatedly called the DOJ report about Biden's mental health gratuitous and politically motivated. They're the same people who literally said, F you and go screw yourself if you think Biden has any sort of cognitive decline.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden is the best Biden ever. In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
President Biden has a photographic memory. His understanding and mastery of a complicated geopolitical situation, remarkable.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused. Have trouble walking sometimes? Yeah, so did FDR. He wanted GD war. But he's totally focused. He's very sharp.
They say he's sharp in meetings and so on.
Very lucid mode, very well informed. Biden is stately, and he comes with gravitas. Ageism is an issue. Americans have a rich history of holding people's physical characteristics against them. Okay, you can ask African Americans.
He's older. That doesn't mean that he is unfit, and there's a lot of ageism there.
Now, this age attack, this obsession by the right.
More wild speculation from a bunch of people who have probably never been in a room with Joe Biden and certainly don't have medical degrees that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline. I would think that somebody in the Trump family would be more sensitive to people who do not have medical licenses. Diagnosing politicians.
You have Wall Street Journal running a horribly sourced piece saying that Biden is unfit. Do be a Wall Street Journal report about the president's acuity. Shoddy story by the Wall Street Journal questioning Biden's mental fitness.
But a huge part of the Mueller report talks about Russian disinformation tactics. And one of the themes this election cycle is that Joe Biden is too old to lead. And so everyone is seizing upon this.
I usually like to keep it light on the show and tease or mock people we disagree with. But it's hard to do that when some of them repeatedly...
Now, see, that's how you know this guy got a big channel. It's not, we don't disagree with them. Remember, just like I laughed so hard a couple of minutes ago, this not a disagreement, because most of us wouldn't care. I wouldn't be into politics. That's why I said you're stupid. Now, seriously, I'm not mocking you, tease you because I don't agree with you. I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't give a fuck about none of this shit if I didn't learn that I think the last 24 years, but actually if I look back, it might have been my whole fucking life. I like, the only thing I'm thinking, like, how did you know all this before I could talk or walk, But you gotta think about it, like, well, New York City, all that, this and that. The 70s programs, welfare, this and that, and the shots, booster shots. I didn't even understand what till 2020. I did, and this the YouTube, don't you? I had booster shots, and I ain't talking about recently. Like I told you, my first memories of it. I guess they knew I was getting on. Obviously, you probably get them when you're a little baby. my first memories, all of it's like, you know how, yeah, they all of a sudden they nice to me that day. They giving me stuff because they know they got to take me to the county or whatever in Queens or New York, or I don't know where the fuck, somewhere in New York, and they do. That's what I remember. I remember the laughs and jokes. They thought it was cute because because they're watching you. That's what they thought was, like I said, it was nurses, but they're watching you. That you at first you're still sore, and you only 3 or 4 years. You didn't got a shot in your hip, and so they're watching. The doctor's advice is make sure this no side. I don't know all that. I just remember the laughing about how I was sore, and then now I remember the next time I do. It's just I don't know from schedule. I just I only remember the first time. Yeah, because you like, damn, that mean they never. Nah, not really. I didn't, and I'm not the type. I really wasn't. As a little kid, I didn't want sweets, and I don't eat sweets now. I didn't. So, but all of a sudden, yeah, hey, it's a setup. Yeah, it's a fucking setup. And then once you get the booster shot, be a good little boy. Then you get another little lollipop. Whatever. We done took the bus and the train down there and shit, whatever. But anyway, my point is, booster shots ain't nothing. Had no idea that. I just said, I till recently, the fuck a booster shot was. And then, but it's New York. The reason I had, and somebody else that might have been born the exact same month, maybe like a week, but born in down south, they didn't have, because there's a lot of immigrants, legal immigrants, and I did end up getting scarlet fever in 3rd or 4th grade, and I remember again, it was deadly, but whatever. But I tell the truth, yeah. That was her like last ditch to not get me to go in the army, you know, cause she ain't know. Like I said, once he spit the game, I was remember I told you, I think it was like October. I'm out of here. Well, tell him you had scarlet fever as a kid. That shit disqualified. I don't. They didn't game me. They didn't fool me. I want to leave. That's why I'm leaving so fast. And there's nothing to do with you, mom. But shit, I'm out of here. I guess. Shit, fuck that. I ain't standing. But my point is, when I had scarlet, I remember because it's 3rd or 4th grade, and then one of the only few times I got to stay home for like a week or something. And I remember everybody saying, it's all them foreign kids they letting it. And then oh, you know what? That's a fact. So I got sick because of immigrants. And that's a fact. I'm not. Oh, Trump didn't tell me to get, to go back in time and tell me to get scarlet. Not even regular, something that they supposedly had eradicated. I got scarlet. That's a fact. I forgot about that till just now. And and I remember, remember I told you my best friends. I went down, snuck to go to his house, and all these foreigners, and the girls and I ain't talking nasty stuff, but I can go, whatever. But them was my buddies. I don't know who I got it from, but more than likely, like what they were saying, they had natural immunity, and yeah, scarlet fever, that's something that's been eradicated, not even since polio and that vaccine, before that. But these folks from Eastern Europe, like I said, Bosnia, I don't know who I got, and they don't know, but they know my school is mixed people, mixed. I forgot about that till just now. It is like, no, that's what I'm saying. Oh, that's what I keep telling your kid, and yeah, obviously I got better, but scarlet, look it up. Scarlet fever ain't just a fever. You can say, oh, you exaggerated, you could have died. No, I'm not. Like I said, But when 18, 19, whatever, if they join the military, what? Because that's what I'm saying. I told her out the blue. I did tell her, I already made now. Oh, you don't tell them you had scarlet fever. I'm like, did I sound like, Mom, this recruiter got me, I don't want to go. How can I get out? No, I'm like, I'm leaving in about 2 months. Yeah, December. I asked, how fast can you get me out of here? They'll tell him, I remember scarlet fever. No, I'm not finna do that. And I guess they know it didn't matter. But either way, it wouldn't have worked anyway. But
I usually like to keep it light on the show and tease or mock people we disagree with, but it's hard to do that when some of them repeatedly behave like lying scum. And not just any lying scum, but lying scum that seems to genuinely hate you in your way of life. I mean, there really seems to be some sort of deep-seated animosity with these people. It doesn't appear to just be about a paycheck. It's dehumanizing opposition and gleefully reporting on any misfortune they have. We saw it during COVID, we saw it during Trump's legal battles, we saw it with Kyle Rittenhouse, we saw it with the Covington kids, and we saw it with concerned parents and schools pushing back on this agenda. The list goes on and on and on. They don't just want to beat you, they want to demoralize you and ruin your life, and they think it's funny. But on the bright side, they're all morons who are terrible at their jobs and are becoming less and less relevant by the day. But let me know what you think. Are these journalists opportunistic morons or malicious psychopaths? Let me know.
all right, so my point in playing this whole video, that's the big point with his video for me. Everybody's starting to wake up. They're not just remember I say that immediately. They're not slow, they're not stupid, they don't know, da da da. They're malicious. Remember I said gangster shit. These motherfuckers, they want you dead. All of us. Me too. All of us. These motherfuckers, like you said, how they are nasty looking. Remember I told you that nasty. I never really seen that. But I recognize it's easy to recognize. Just nasty. It's like I had when I first time I didn't see it to the 2000s. It was almost like that movie, Thinner. It really, that's what I'm telling you. They're witches. That nasty look. They got evil eye. Remember as a kid, we didn't know the evil eye was a real thing. You had Garbage Pail Kids cards. And the evil eye, you didn't know it was a real thing. It's real.
In the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Ooh.
And now I ain't gonna. Now I seen it. This fool. He got a bunch of mainstream shit, but I guess he's just funny. But see, yeah, the like Fox, gut feel, all that shit. And like I said, he can't mock Tucker, because Tucker done left Fox. And yeah, I just like, who is this dude? And I went through his channel. And like I said, Jon Stewart, I watched that one. To me, Jon Stewart he really just desperate to be. He's already famous, but he is like, I think he really want to be. He know now. He realized he fucked up. The real cool kids are the Republicans. Like I said, we didn't know we were Republicans, but he is realizing and he's trying to get back on our side. It's like too late, buddy. What you did is like you literally stabbed us, and it's like, nah, brother, you can't let somebody that tried to kill you back in your life. You ain't coming back, Jon Stewart. Seriously, I don't care what they, I think he recognized the Jew, right? And that's Old Testament. He recognized the writing on the wall. It's trying to change. It's a little too late, buddy. You already drunk out in the cups. It's too late. These folks are crazy.
There was one story that was.
I'm just gonna show it's like he's trying to, it's like he's trying to get them to. I don't know what he's trying to do. Like, bro, it's too late, way too late. It's not about. You stupid. It's on you. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Again, that's grade school. New York. I know I keep saying it, but that's what I'm saying. Back in the 80s, 81, 82, I don't remember which exact grade, but in that grade school in Queens, that's where, a lot of times it might have just been English. Might have been, we were just learning phrase or this and that. I don't know. I don't think we was learning a lesson like fool. No, what does that mean? Fool me. Yeah, you gotta. What is that? To show that you understand what that means. But at the same time, to this day, like I said, that's what when I moved to Birmingham. That especially by the time I'm in high school. I moved. I was 12, but 2 years later, 14, and then it's 88 and gang shit. You know, them little things. I would joke and say that, not joking like, "Oh, don't hurt me." No, that's once by before I even got to high school. Everybody, well, all the whatever popular kids already knew me. It just so happened everybody lived on my. But so but they all was older. So the next year, 10th grade, basically is I got free reign. All the all the seniors gone. All the niggas they introduced me, they out of here. It's my school now, but uh. And like I said, it ain't like it ain't all glory, like but yeah, it's like ain't no coming back from this, man. All right, so the last one, and they put her in my recommendations.
And now they had to find a smarter way.
Now,
For a chief political.
this title, I watched it to see, this is YouTube, right? And that demonic. That's what I keep talking about. Everybody is talking about this, but that's what I'm saying. It should be more mainstream because that means everybody's watching out for it. It's not popular. It's mainstream because everybody is against it. Talking about people aren't scared to talk about it. Oh, you're crazy. But the irony is the people that are gonna call you crazy, that's the big deal. That's what I'm telling you. You shouldn't be ashamed to talk about this. They made it easy for you. Because the person that's laughing at you and da 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 is they're the ones that's with this. So there's nobody that don't know about what's going on. So there's no reason for you to not talk about it. If they're so adamant and they really won't, you'll know how they're against you because they'll try to play victim. Like I said, oh, what about the people dying and da da da. That's how they won't be forceful. They'll try to play. They'll lay down and show their belly. Oh, I just made that up. But so what would they? So how they'll lay down and show their belly, but then what? They're a dog and they show their belly, but they must have a weapon. I'm trying to make up an old type of saying. Don't let a person lay down and show their belly because they might have, yeah, exactly. They might have a knife in their tail. But technically, with us new age people, the dog might be a cyborg, so he laid down and showed you his belly, and he does have his tail turns into a knife. Remember Terminator? And it's like, well, he could have just killed you anyway. I don't know. I'm trying to make up a new saying. I don't. You figure it out.
Analyst, NBC's Chuck Todd. Chuck, this was quite the debate for a variety of. I want to get right over to our chief political analyst, NBC's Chuck Todd. Chuck, this was quite the debate for a variety of reasons. It was a debate unlike any other we've seen. I want to get your analysis immediately right after this debate and what it means.
Look, we began this conversation before this debate. One of the things was, would either candidate look like the caricature that the other campaign has been trying to paint of him? And at the end of the day, Joe Biden looks like the caricature that conservative media has been painting. And there were no clips tonight, right? This was, you saw it before your eyes. Look, I don't want to just tell you what I think here, Tom. I've been talking to a lot of leaders in the Democratic Party, electeds, coalition leaders. There's a full-on panic about this performance. Not like, oh, this is recoverable. It is more of a, okay, he's got to step aside. There's a lot of that chatter. This is about as bad of a performance in order to that Biden could have delivered if his goal was to try to sort of calm the waters among Democrats. I mean, look, there was a poll just out earlier this week that showed, a lot of Democrats, it's not just elected Democrats, rank and file Democrats, are both supportive of Biden but think he should not be seeking a second term. I have a feeling we're going to see more polling on this, and we're going to see that number even higher. But the panic level, particularly among elected Democrats who have to share the ballot with him, there's a full-on panic tonight. Maybe they'll get calmed down in the morning, but there's going to be there's a lot of chatter among donors tonight, a lot of chatter among major elected leaders tonight. Again, if the Biden campaign needs, they have a lot of calming calls that they're going to have to start making, or they may see this get momentum publicly, and I don't know if they can stop that.
Well, Chuck, and I want to ask you about that, because if you open up any news website right now and you see the headlines are exactly what you're talking about tonight. So if you're a Democratic voter, if you're somebody who's going to vote for this party, and now you're confused because you hear your party leaders are concerned as well, walk our viewers through what potentially could or could not happen. I mean, is he going to run no matter what? Is this conversation too early to have? And is there a process in place where Democrats can get together? And if he's not their guy, is there enough time to find somebody else?
Well, look, I mean, this was always one of the interesting timing of this debate was always that, oh, this is intriguing. The Biden campaign wants a debate before you pass the last exit for gas, meaning before the Democratic convention. If Joe Biden decides he does not want to seek this nomination, he can release all his delegates. And then it basically becomes an open convention. And we haven't had a real open convention really since 1952. So, and that becomes a whole, you probably have the vice president, you might have a couple of governors, you might have the home state governor in Illinois, who's the host of the convention, wanting to follow in the footsteps of an Illinois governor in 1952, who was able to gather that nomination, and Adlai Stevenson when the convention decided to hand it to him. But it all begins with Joe Biden would have to agree to do this. And you don't walk away from these things. They're going to fight. I mean, you feel a little bit of the fight tonight. They're trying to say, look, he was thrown off a little bit at the beginning. I don't know how you're thrown off, that you're surprised that inflation is the first question, but that's their excuse.
Chuck,
maybe that'll be enough to calm the waters. I don't buy it. And I'll tell you this, Tom, I think there are two public Democrats to be watching for and to see if they say anything. Because I think there are two Democrats who, if they went public with this, I don't know if Joe Biden could stop the freight train. One would be Nancy Pelosi, and the other would be Barack Obama. And I think those are the two most influential Democrats right now in this process, in this party, and where this could end up going.
Well, Chuck, it's interesting you say that, because the two of them have been some of his biggest supporters to date, right? And you're right, his strongest voices to date. I do want to ask you something. Do you think it was a bit of political malpractice by his staff to announce midway into the debate that he had a cold and not let people know that early on, so they could have lowered the bar so people could have been ready for what we saw of Joe Biden in the beginning? And again, it could be spin, it could not be true, but listen, this is what we're hearing from the Biden campaign.
Well, I mean, put yourself in their shoes. Do you say it in advance? He's got a cold, and then it looks like you're really trying to lower the bar, right? I don't think there's any good answer there. But look, that was,
I mean, you just gotta laugh at these. This is just crazy. They're having whole discussions, like the black women would say, you got a whole family. That's when the nigga cheating on them, and they find out you got a whole entire family. They having whole discussions. I don't know when that became an educated black woman thing. I'm off topic a little bit. I'm on topic, but you got a whole family. They having a whole discussion, and whatever.
Some of the feedback I got from one elected official said, that's his performance after 5 days at Camp David? That's after rest? So I do think, frankly, the campaign had to come out with some explanation, because I guess the cold is what they got to hang their hat on this.
Thanks for one.
That is actually a lie. He was actually preparing for this much longer than 5 days at Camp David in seclusion, and that's the best that he can look like. But guys, I want you to understand what is happening right now and see the bigger picture. They all knew this. The Democratic leadership knew this. Barack Obama, these fundraising people, the White House knew this. The mainstream media knew this. But guess what? They wanted this to happen. Do you see how they keep showing? I keep seeing clips after clip after clip, and they even talk to him, Gavin Newsom. They keep showing him, having him talk, do all these things. They have faked like Joe Biden's been okay, and then now suddenly they're caught off guard. So now they have to choose who is going to be their Manchurian candidate. The fix is in once again. This is how they plan. I'm not going to say the word STEA because you can get censored for that. But look at what they have done. Now everyone's surprised and his cognitive decline. We have to choose someone else. They've known this since the beginning. There has been chatter about this for over a year. But they're trying to play in our faces once again.
I'm gonna say they known the whole time, right? But I agree with what she said, and I guess she got a lot of followers. I barely watch her videos, nothing like that. But I think she did engage in the black girl shit, something like that. The black men and that. I mean, she was trying to stick up for black men, but I just don't get involved in all that, the colorism and something about they show old pictures of her like this. She lighting herself up or something like that. I don't give a fuck about that. It's just like I said, I don't pay attention to none of them like that. Any of them, no matter whose side you say you're on. There's only a few, even though she says it's on our side, and really is only a few. But they were so they're gonna dig into her past because she was a YouTuber, I think, first, and so they obviously her old pictures gonna show up because before she I think whatever had surgery or whatever. But she obviously she got a lot of followers, right? And so anybody, I would think, well, she know the YouTube rules. She's monetized, right? I think at this point with that many followers, this her full time. So she know not to, well, that's what I'm saying. That she is I'm looking at not like, oh, a big timer doing this. No, I'm talking about she know the rules. She'll get demonetized because they all used to complain about that. A couple of years, about 2 years ago, demonetized. They demonetized my video. They demonetized my video, y'all. Da, da, da. I remember, and like I said, when I first started, 2018, was it 20, whatever year? Like, I don't give a fuck. They can't do nothing to me. I don't need that, and to this day, I'm still not. Do you hear me? Oh, I want to get mine. I don't give a fuck. I'm finna buy really with my own shit. I don't give a damn about YouTube like that. I just know they watching, and this is gonna fuck with them. That's my monetized. My money is fucking with these niggas. I know they, they mad, and it's killing them on the inside. That's why I do it. But anyway.
They want at the last minute to take Biden out and replace who they want to be in front of, not who the people voted for in the primaries. They now have a plan in place and it is being executed. You need to open your eyes and understand that they are all in on the fix once again. They thought lawfare would be enough to knock Trump down. They thought, this is what they really thought. They don't understand how the mental decline.
Now, that's what I'm saying. That's what, I don't care about the surgery. She tells the truth. Lawfare is Fannie in New York, Letitia James. That's lawfare. Now, he's a convicted felon, and it's not working. That's why they, like I said, they came to my door. They literally door to door. please help us. We're witches, and like, bitch, you came to you jumped into the fire. You jumped out the frying pan into the fire, knocking on my door. If you're a witch,
has happened so rapidly. They thought they would have a little bit more time, so possibly they could get Joe Biden in the White House and then just come up with, oh, he's mental decline. Kamala Harris would step back because they don't want her either, and then they can replace. They can try to figure out how they can replace Biden, right? But now they have known for a while that they had this opportunity to replace him. Why would they let him do this debate? They knew what he would do. They knew that he was in mental decline. None of them are surprised. Guys, they are playing in your face once again and trying to STEA the election.
but we all, everybody's, if you're on YouTube, but it's all, that's what I'm saying. We know.
The chatter is centered around right now Gavin Newsom. And make no mistake, now that they show the American people, they have the humiliation ritual of Joe Biden has happened. Now they can do it freely and openly and get him out of there so that they can install a president. Not who the people vote for, but they can install a president of their choosing. These corrupt politicians. If they tell me Trump is bad, Trump is going to do this, Trump is going to do that. If Trump is that bad, why didn't you put up a better candidate from the beginning? Because they don't want that. They want to be able to choose. They said we never again can allow the American people to have this in their hands. We have to choose. We know what's best for people. And they're going to do everything they can to destroy America, to take away the freedoms from the American people, take away the vote from the American people, and put it in the hands of people who know better, people who they think they're smart, the elite. This has been their plan from the beginning. Do not be fooled with, we had no idea. It's worse than it's not just clips anymore, blah, blah, blah.
That's what I'm saying. People on the north side, you notice how we're not copying each other. We're not. I don't know. Maybe we was kids. If we did so stupid, your parent, your mama, or your dad. But remember, they would get mad. The dumbfounded. You didn't know. You really did. Da da da. And see, we didn't get saved by acting stupid. You're gonna get your ass whooped. And the ultimate was getting your ass whooped and getting put on punishment. What that like today, back in our day, this is summer, it's a lot of kids outside. So you feeling yourself and you fuck around, I don't know what I did. Now you gotta go inside. But first you had to go get that switch. So it ain't just, go inside and everybody else outside. Yeah, I remember. She was like looking out of prison. I remember I can see everybody outside. I mean, I got to come back out later. But yeah, you look at it, I'm the only one in the house. Everybody, they having a good old time. And they know I'm looking. But my point is, what that do what she said, but. So you got both. You ain't just get time out. You got a whooping. And you got 3. You had to go get the switch or the belt or whatever it is. Then you got your whooping. And you had to go inside. So everybody else playing, I don't know, maybe I was showing out because my cousin was over or something. It was at my house. You feeling yourself. I don't know what I did. I don't remember. But I remember sitting there, everybody out. That's some sad shit, nigga. Not for real. Don't just that's so sad. Everybody having a good ass time.
Clips anymore and blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of fakeness. So, guys, I'm going to be bringing you, we're going to be investigating this along with all the other things, the lawfare that I've been going into. But now we know they're saying the quiet part out loud. We see the conspiracy, and they're trying to install a president. They do not want the American people to vote. We have known this for at least 4 years. They want to install a president, and now they had to find a smarter way to do it so they can throw their rocks and hide their hands and have no culpability in what is happening. It's not our fault. We had to do it this way. We had to this, that, and the other. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this. And yeah, you're not going to miss any of my updates. And also, check out my new channel, Political ABCs, that I'm posting over there.
Now, that kind of makes sense. Not kind of. It's like what I've anybody the rest has been saying. Who, like I said, it's not. I'm not saying like her. I'm smarter than her. I said it. My first video. I was blessed enough. Yeah, like when you was hurt. And yeah, okay, it was a lot. You know, but at that point, what I meant by blessed enough is I don't have to censor myself. Except for, they did once I got, obviously, get to the point when you start doing live. Then, yeah, I got to censor myself, da-da-da-da. But it's not where I get my money, Obviously, it's been years. I don't give a fuck. I ain't been trying to, I don't even care, how do you get to the point where you can did it be monetized? I don't give a fuck, nigga. Shit. If it get that bad, I can sell some dope or rob a bank or something. But it ain't. Thankfully, praise Jesus. It ain't got that bad. Y'all safe. Really praise Jesus for y'all. You don't want me fucked up. But anyway, what I'm fucked up mean I ain't got no money, walking around like a crackhead. But anyway, I'm just saying. I don't. And I'm like, okay, all those were jokes. I don't have to. I can use. Yeah, exactly. It's like that's what I'm saying. They kept sending all these bums at me. I'm already using my blessing to help the whole world, not just you. And you know what I'm saying? Ain't no stuck up shit. I ain't stuck up. I could be without any of this. Literally. I could be mad and go into neighborhood and town shit, but technically I've been told, ain't no technically. I do outrank the rest of all them. Maybe some of them niggas in LA. But anyway, I'm finna go fry me another lamb chop. I'm out of here.